Hello and welcome to the January 16th edition of Thursday Night Thunder podcast from AJ and MMK. This is episode 10 of the series. I'm your host, Adam Jason Sinclair, and tonight on the most hardcore program on the internet, Mike and I once again bring you the best discussion about the world of modern motorsports that you can find anywhere. The IMSA Motorsports WeatherTech Sports Car Championship has solidified and updated the entry list for the 2025 Roar Before the Rolex 24 test at Daytona International Speedway, building on what was revealed in mid-December 2024. The same 61 cars announced are confirmed for the mandatory three-day test, where all four WeatherTech Championship classes gain key track time and learning to prepare for the 63rd annual Rolex 24 at Daytona, January 23rd through the 26th. While most lineups are confirmed, a handful of teams are yet to reveal their finalized lineups. A change from recent years, the Roar test features just practice sessions for WeatherTech Championship competitors, as qualifying for the Rolex 24 shifts to Thursday of race weekend, January 23rd. As the Roar is just a test, times are unofficial and do not count towards track records if they were to go quicker than existing records. All four classes are active over two sessions: Friday, January 17th, 3 sessions, Saturday, January 18th, and a morning session on Sunday, January 19th. The seventh and final session of the weekend on Sunday afternoon is reserved for the Mons Prototype 2, LMP2, and Grand Touring Daytona GTD bronze-rated drivers only. On the eve of its third season, the IMSA VP Racing Sports Car Challenge has 3 classes and 33 cars that compete in the 2025 season opening weekend at the Daytona International Speedway. This is a potential series record number, providing all 3 starts the pair of 45-minute races at the 3.56-mile Turn road course. The additional numbers are primarily thanks to 2 things: the introduction of the new Grand Touring Daytona X GTDX class, featuring GT3 specification cars, and a doubling of Grand Sport X GSX entries since the 2024 season finale at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. Excuse me. 6 of IMSA's auto manufacturers have entered VP Racing Challenge: BMW and Porsche in both GTDX and GSX, Ferrari in the GTDX, and Aston Martin, Ford, and Toyota in GSX. In total, 8 Le Mans title prototypes LMP3, 9 GTDX, and 16 GSX cars will compose this field of 33. What also apparent is the increase in teams in other IMSA-sanctioned championships joining the VP Racing Challenge, creating either extra track time and/or an internal ladder system for customers as part of their programs. There are 5 IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship teams fielding VP Racing Challenge entries and Rolex 24 Daytona entries. Those include Forte Racing, who has 2 P3 Ligier JS P320 cars, Turner Motorsport with 2 BMW M4 GT3 cars in GTDX, and 1 BMW M4 GT4 in GSX. Wright Motorsports with 1 Porsche 911 GT3R 992 in the GTDX class, as well as both Conquest Racing and AF Course with 2 Ferrari 296 GT3 apiece in the GTDX class. The Paysane P3 cars from a mostly new grid: Brian Themes in the number 77 Ford Ligier, the top bronze-rated driver last season, finished 3rd overall in last year's championship. Teammate John Hirschberg in the number 86 Forte Ligier, and Mirko Sultis in the number 70 Mishu Motorshide Ligier are the 2 other confirmed return drivers from 2024. Matthew Dicken in the number 36 RFA Racing Ligier has also past experience in the Michelin Pilot Challenge. Gebhardt Intro Logistics Motorsports fields 2 German silver-rated drivers in its 2 Duqueine D08 cars: Valentino Catalano in the number 30 and Marcus Palmer in the number 31. MLT Motorsports, last year's P3 Driver Championships, with Steve Agajanian today named Canadian driver Jonathan Woolridge to drive the team's number 54 Ligier. Woolridge already has a VP Racing Sports Car Challenge race victory on his resume, scoring the LMP3 win at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in 2023. Brady Golan completes the class entry in his number 80 Tony driver development Ligier. He was part of the Michelin Pilot Challenge winning Grand Sports GS class entry in Daytona in 2024. Turner, Wright, Conquest, and AF Course field 7 of the 9 GTDX cars, and they feature some familiar names. Turner's Michelin Endurance Cup WeatherTech driver Jake Walker will drive the number 6 BMW, while longtime Michelin Pilot Challenge driver Vin Berletta steps up from GT4 machinery into the GT3 class in the team's number 95 BMW. Wright has a Rolex 24 double-duty driver as well, in the form of Adam Adelson, in its number 24 Porsche. Conquest features the father-son duo of Dave Musial in the number 99 and Dave Musial Jr. in the number 20 in its Ferraris. Matthias Perez Kompanak, number 50, and AJ Muss, an Olympic snowboarder turned race driver in number 66, are aboard AF Course's 2 Ferraris. ST Racing will undoubtedly be a team to watch as it dives into the IMSA waters. Samantha Tan, in the number 28 BMW M4 GT3, has accumulated a wealth of global GT3 and GT4 experience and wins, and has amassed an excellent following behind the racing community. GMG Racing completes the 9 class with longtime team driver Kyle Washington in the number 32 Porsche 911 at GT3 R992, adding to his experience level. The 16 GSX entries features several up-and-coming Silver Raid drivers and a healthy volume of Bronze Raid drivers. 2 Silver Raid ones to watch include Jackson Lee, the number 2 CSM Porsche 718 GT4 RS Club Sport, and Kiko Porto, and the number 8 Rafa Racing Toyota GR Supra GT4 Evo 1. A pair of open-wheel ladder veterans carving out a place for sports car racing in their career path. Gregory Leafugi. I apologize for butchering that name, but in the number 43, Stephen Cameron Racing Ford Mustang GT4 frequently contends for wins. Angus Rogers, in the number 5 KMW Motorsports with the TMR Engineering Porsche 718 GT4 RS Club Sport, is a top-running GSX driver, having finished 7th last year and 5th in 2023. Among the bronze-rated drivers, keep an eye on Rafa Racing's Ian Porter, the number 68 Toyota GR Supra GT4 Evo 2, a gaming champion, better known as Crim 6 turned driver. The VP Racing schedule calls for a part of 40-minute practices on Friday, with qualifying at 8:40 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. The first 45-minute race starts at 2 p.m. on Saturday, with the second at 1:20 p.m. on Sunday. Both races will stream live on Peacock. I am heading up to the racetrack tomorrow morning, leaving here approximately 7 a.m. with the arrival time at the track expected around 10 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning. I'm hoping for a good day of racing on track, good day of practice anyway. As I say, the racing will take place on Saturday and Sunday. It'll be a good practice day tomorrow, a good day to go wander around the pit area, good day to talk to some drivers, maybe see if we can get some future guests on this program. Looking forward to that quite a bit. It should be a really good weekend of racing. However, the forecast for Sunday is not as wonderful as one would hope. Tomorrow's going to be a little chilly, and that's pretty much normal for Daytona. Saturday is also going to be chilly, the chance of rain later in the day, although that chance seems to be diminishing as we speak here. Sunday, however, might be a rainy day, and therefore it might not be a day of track. I'm hoping it doesn't rain. I'm hoping at least the rain holds off for at least some time in the morning, and I'm able to head over there. But right now, it doesn't look very promising. However, I am planning on being at the track all day tomorrow, and pretty much all day on Saturday. Might even be heading to 2 tracks on Saturday, depending on how we're feeling, with the morning and afternoon sessions at the Daytona International Speedway and the evening spent at the New Smyrna Speedway. That is my current plan. Plans do change. But it should be a good weekend of racing, good weekend of hanging out there and seeing people at the track, Should be a really fun time. As I stated, if you're looking for me, and hopefully you are, I'll be wearing my trademark red, white, and blue coveralls tomorrow. That's my plan anyway. So if you're looking for a guy in red, white, and blue overalls wearing I believe I'll be wearing my Steak and Shake shirt, which is from the year the Graham Rahal was sponsored by Steak and Shake in the IndyCar Series, and probably a NASCAR jacket, and of course a Rolex 24 at Daytona hat. So if you see me, say hello. Love to talk to you. Love to have you on the program at some point if you're interested. But I'd love to talk to you and say hello, and always fun to say hello to people who've been following my blogging and podcasting career. I'm also looking forward to talking to a few different drivers. Got a little bit of setup there to hang out with some of the drivers, at least meet up with them. I'm probably going to talk to Eric Powell. Might end up talking to Billy Johnson a little bit tomorrow. Saturday, I'm supposed to go and meet with the host of View from the Cheap Seats, Kyle, a past guest on this program, possibly a future guest as well. We're going to try and see how that goes. And we're going to hang out a little bit on Saturday, see how he's doing there. He's a good race fan. He has posted several videos from Daytona International Speedway. Some of them are the best racing review videos I've ever seen. And that's always cool to say hello to Kyle and his wife, Mary. Perhaps even his daughter, Jessica, will be there. We never know. So check that out. I'll have some highlights of that, talking about next week. And as I stated, maybe have Kyle on the program again in the future. So should be cool. I'd also be on the lookout for his video about the Roar Before the Rolex 24. I'm pretty sure that'll be coming out either Sunday or Monday of next week, maybe a little bit later. We'll see how that goes. I will inform you on the Facebook page here, facebook.com/SD Thursday Night Thunder. Be sure to look that up, as well as follow View from the Cheap Seats, which has their own Facebook page, plus everything on Twitter and everywhere else. Look up View from the Cheap Seats on YouTube. You'll be pleased that you did. Should be a really good season in IMSA this year. If you haven't seen the IMSA preview that was produced by Motorsports and NBC, it's available online. I can look for it on YouTube, both at the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page, as well as the IMSA YouTube page. It's about a 45-minute show. Really, really cool. Fun to watch. Gives you an idea of what's going to be going on this season, both in Daytona and throughout the rest of the year. Be sure to check it out. Single-day tickets to the 2025 Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, presented by RP Funding, went on sale today at 10 a.m. Tickets are available at GP St. Pete. That's GPSTPETE.com for the 21st annual running of the iconic event in downtown St. Petersburg, February 28th through March 2nd. The Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, presented by RP1 Funding, will bring the fans the 3 full days of family fun and non-stop racing action, with 8 total races from 5 different racing series. Daily general admission tickets are $30 for Friday, $45 for Saturday, and $65 for Sunday. Single-day grandstand tickets are $130 for upper row and $105 for lower row seating. Junior pricing is available for attendees aged 12 and under. Multi-day tickets are still available at gpstpete.com, and for those wanting to attend all 3 days of the action-packed weekend, that's a good deal for you. A 3-day general admission ticket offers the best value at $75, and the 3-day grandstand seats are priced at $165 and $135 for upper and lower rows, respectively. The NTT IndyCar Series headlines the weekend, with a season-opening 100-lap race starting at just after noon Eastern Time on Sunday, March the 2nd. The series will start its season in St. Petersburg for the 15th time and make its 21st annual visit to the Sunshine City. The jam-packed 3-day schedule also features IndyCar's future stars as the Indy NXT by Firestone USF Pro 2000 presented by Continental Tire and USF 2000 presented by Continental Tire Series speed through the downtown waterfront area. The weekend will also showcase fender-bending sports car racing from the Wayland MX-5 Cup, presented by Michelin. Fans looking to enhance their experience can also purchase pit passes and Firestone IndyCar paddock passes in order to get up close to the action. Additionally, the Rookie Racers program returns to young fans attending on a junior ticket for additional $35 while supplies last. Children aged 5 to 12 will be immersed in behind-the-scenes experiences with activities scheduled for all 3 days and receive a special membership kit. Before the cars hit the track, the festivities officially kick off for the community on Thursday, February 27th, with the annual IndyCar Party in the Park and 5K run on the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg track. Free to the public, IndyCar Party in the Park takes place at the North Straub Park from 4 to 7 p.m. and features driver appearances, displayed race cars, music, giveaways, and more. The 5K will give runners and walkers the unique opportunity to take on the same course as the racers. Participants can register at GP St. Pete 5K, with all proceeds benefiting the Police Athletic League of St. Petersburg. For additional ticket prices, the event schedule, and festival information, visit gpstpete.com. Follow Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg instead of RP Funding on social media using at GP St. Pete and hashtag FirestoneGP for the latest updates. Join the E-Club also provides insider access to the latest news and offers. And I've had the pleasure of attending the IndyCar race there in St. Petersburg on several occasions. I believe it's like maybe 8 or 10 at this point. I haven't gone to all 21 by any means, but been to a little bit less than half. Went to the first one and been to several more after that. It's a great track, great facility to hang out at, great racing overall. It definitely gives you a full few days of activity. All the different series who are there make it a great, great event. I'd highly recommend it if you are in the St. Pete area, or hell, if you're not, I'd check it out too. It's a heck of a drive from most of the state, but it is worth it in the long run. Sometimes the issue run into there is the scheduling with all sorts of things. But this year, it looks like the scheduling isn't quite as bad, considering in the past they've had both the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg and the race in Gainesville, the NHRA race, on the same weekend. Now it looks like you can go to both of them. You can go to the Firestone Grand Prix the last weekend in February, first weekend in March, and then the next weekend you can head over to Gainesville for the IndyCar race itself, which would be kind of cool if you wanted to do that, and some people do. As I stated, a lot of times here in the state of Florida, they try to slam all the stuff into the beginning of the year. So if you're a really big race fan, sometimes it gets complicated, and you have to pick and choose and all that. But this year it looks like it's a little bit better, with the fact that you've got the first race there coming up next weekend. This weekend, of course, you got the Roar. Next weekend's the Rolex. And then you've got a big break until you get to, of course, the Grand Prix there in St. Petersburg, which is the 2nd of March. The following weekend is the Gatornationals in Gainesville. And the weekend after that is going to be another racing adventure as well. So be sure to check all that out. It should be a really good weekend of racing. I know there's also the race there at Homestead coming up. So, as I stated, they put way too much racing in at the same time of year. Not the weekend after that, of course, is Sebring. That's apparently the St. Patrick's Day type time of year. So, and of course, they got the race at Homestead coming up as well, also in early spring. So, it's going to be a really, really busy time of racing. Plus, of course, you've got the racing coming up in April, which is the Formula E race. There takes place on the 12th of April. And then in early May, you've got the Formula One race not in downtown Miami. It's in Miami Gardens, where the Miami Dolphins play. They're around the Hard Rock Stadium. So it'll be a busy time of year. I'm planning on heading to as many races as I can. This weekend will be my first time out of the house and at a motorsports event, traveling by myself without my wife's assistance since I got out of the hospital there in May of this last year. And I'm looking forward to it. It should be a really good time. If I'm in my boot tomorrow, which I probably will be, might be an interesting walk around the track, but I'm up for it. I'm going to try and do my best to not hobble around too much, and it'll be a good time. Just got to take it easy and not overdo it. That's really my plan. So that's always a good plan anyway. Don't ever do anything. So it'd be fun going to Daytona. For those of you who are interested in going to St. Pete, I highly recommend it. And for those of you interested in going to Gainesville, I also highly recommend that. Gainesville is a little bit further up the road for those of you here in South Florida, but it's also a good time. And with that, let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit. With the NHRA season set for its 74th year of racing in 2025, the countdown is on for the start of the 2025 NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series season. And it doesn't get much bigger than the season opening Emily Oil NHRA Gatornationals, which kick off this year, March 6th through 9th at Gainesville Raceway. The legendary facility will play host to the 56th annual Emily Motor Oil NHRA Gatornationals, long regarded as one of the marquee events of the NHRA Tour. This season will be no different, as the stars in the Top Fuel, Funny Car, Pro Stock, and Pro Stock motorcycle classes will look to win the historic race and start the year with a spectacular victory. The season kickoff is loaded with a host of special events to make the Gatornationals even bigger, including the Big Money Top Fuel All-Star Call-Out Specialty Race, which takes place on Saturday, March 8th, as well as the first race of the 2025 Incongruity Pro Mod Drag Racing Series and the NHRA FlexJet Factory Stock Car Showdown, and action in the Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series. The Gatornationals have drawn massive crowds for more than 5 decades, as fans in 2025 will get their first glimpse of the incredible 11,000 horsepower, 330 mile per hour nitro machines, and all the biggest stars on the NHRA Tour, including reigning champion Antron Brown in Top Fuel, Austin Prock in Funny Car, Greg Aronson in Pro Stock, and Gage Herrera in Pro Stock Motorcycle. In 2024, Sean Langdon, Top Fuel, J.R. Todd, Funny Car, and Eric Anders, Pro Stock, and Gage Herrera in Pro Stock Motorcycle, all won on the hallowed grounds of Gainesville Raceway to open up the season. It marked the first double-up victory for Glenn Motorsports, which 6-time world champ Anders won at the historic race for the first time. This year's race will again be broadcast on Fox Sports 1, including coverage of the Top Fuel All-Star Call-Out at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, March 8th, and eliminations at 7 p.m. on Sunday, March 9th. Brown won the Top Fuel All-Star Call-Out a year ago, using that momentum to clinch his 4th world title. The standout will look to defend his title at the thrilling one-day bonus race, which has a unique call-out element to the Big Money specialty event. Action in the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series will start with 2 rounds of qualifying on both Friday and Saturday. The Top Fuel All-Star Call-Out on Saturday, and the eliminations following on Sunday. More top names that will be in action in Gainesville include Top Fuel's Doug Coletta, Brittany Force, reigning Rookie of the Year and motorsports legend Tony Stewart, and local native Josh Hart. Funny Car stars Matt Hagan, Ron Capps, Bob Tasca III, and Jack Beckman, who will be driving for the legendary champion John Force in 2025. Pro Stock's Aaron Stanfield, Dallas Glenn, and Jake Coughlin Jr., and Pro Stock Motorcycles Matt Smith, Jana Evaristo, Angie Smith, Richard Gadsden, and Chase Van Sant. Before the race, fans again will be invited to a special Gatornationals kickoff party and fan fest at Josh Hart's Bernie's Speed Shop in Ocala. It must become an exciting pre-event tradition. The event will take place from 6 to 9 p.m. on Wednesday, March the 5th. The fun-filled kickoff event will include driver appearances and autographs from 7 to 8 p.m. at the state-of-the-art facility, and much more. Also, additional special events, both on and off track, as well as the full event schedule for the 56th annual NHRA Gatornationals, will be announced in the coming weeks. To purchase tickets to the 2025 Emily Motor Oil NHRA Gatornationals, fans can visit nhra.com/tickets. Upgrade experiences in the Gainesville Top Linear Club, which features a premium experience and a number of exclusive benefits, and one of the biggest races of the season, are also available for purchase. Children 12 and under are free in the general admission areas with the purchase of an adult ticket. For more information about the NHRA, visit nhra.com. Are you a race car driver, crew chief, pit member, track owner? Maybe you're just a huge fan of the sport. Contact us to get your spot on the show. After all, you deserve your 50 minutes of fame, and we'd love to hear from you. Next week, We're going to be having a really nice and exciting big show next week. We're going to be bringing you Sterling Marlin, who's actually been on the program before. Sterling, of course, the son of Stedman, grandson of Sterling, great-grandson of Cuckoo. Marlin is going to be on the program talking about his asphalt and dirt plans in his late model for 2025. We're also going to welcome Caden Honeycutt, the Nice Motorsports NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series standout. He's going to be on the program as well. So that will be cool to talk to him. Be interested to see how his plans for this year are going to be a little bit different, and what he has planned both on and off track. Looking forward to talking to both of those gentlemen. Now, the following week, we're going to be talking to Jason Pribble, who's also been on the show before, but this year he's going to be talking more about his experiences in BR4, which is an F4 F4 type racing there in Britain. So that'll be cool to see how he's doing and what his plans are for the future. I know he has some Formula One aspirations, he has some sports car aspirations, and of course he's going to be racing in the open wheel car this next season. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Hopefully it'll bring us some good insight into the program. Also, for more future people, we're going to have a chance to talk to Guy Cosmo, the sports car ace, former person in the Grand Am series. He's racing Daytona prototypes. He's done a little bit of racing here in the GTP series over the years. Also a ton of other racing events. West Palm Beach native Guy Cosmo. He'll be on the show probably in mid-February, maybe a little bit later. So we'll go ahead and have him slated to be on the program, at least as of right now. So be sure to tune in for that. The biggest, most recent thing that Guy Cosmo was involved in, of course, was the Patron cars when he was part of the ESM Patron team with Scott Sharp. So that was pretty neat when he did that a few years ago. He's doing a lot of historic sports car racing now, and we look forward to talking to him. I've also got a possible chance to talk to some people there from Barrett-Jackson coming up. For those of you who've been following my blog, you know that I've been running a lot of information recently about Barrett-Jackson, and hopefully we get a chance to talk to some of the guys from Barrett-Jackson in the near future. Also going to have a lot of other different sorts of people on the show. Let's go ahead and preview that with you. Let's see. I know we've got some people from Top Don who are slated to be on the show at some point in the future. Top Don, of course, is one of the big sponsors of racing now. So that will be interesting to see. They sponsored drifting in the past. They also sponsor a few other different things. I am hoping to have them on the show sometime in the month of February, possibly in March. We've got some guys from Shelby American who have the chance of being on the show probably in the near future. Bradford Racing School, of course, which I've done a lot of articles about in the past. Shelby Legendary Cars. It would be pretty awesome to talk to those guys as well. So that's generally the people I'm working with right now. And we've got a bunch of other people who are slated to be on at some point in the near future. So it's going to be a great year here for this program. I have a lot of high hopes that things are going to come together very well. As I stated, we've got a lot of interest in coming on the show, and I'm reaching out to a few more people as we speak to try and get them on the program in the future as well. As always, I appreciate you guys' support. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate the fact that you're listening right now. I am trying to expand the program's reach as well. I'm hoping to get it on more platforms, but if you're interested in listening to it, you know where to find me. Easiest place, of course, is the Thursday Night Thunder Podcast.podbean.com. It's where all the past shows are stored for this particular iteration of the program, if you will. We're now on episode 10. You can find all of those episodes online on that website. That's Thursday Night Thunder Podcast.podbean.com. If you're interested in other shows about the other episodes of Thursday Night Thunder. One was Speedway Digest Thursday Night Thunder, the previous iteration. You can listen to it from episode 1 through, I believe, episode 100 and something at blogtalkradio.com/Speedway Digest Radio. I have not been on there recently, but I will check that out. I'll let you know the amount of shows that are available on there as soon as I can. So it's always a really interesting thing to see the evolution of this program over the past 10 years. It's been a really interesting journey, and I'm very happy to have it. It's been fun talking to you guys, talking to a bunch of different amazing race fans and race drivers. So kind of cool, and hopefully I have a chance to do it for at least another 10 years, if not more than that. You can also check out the show on Facebook by visiting facebook.com/SD Thursday Night Thunder. I've been doing a heck of a lot more work on the website lately on Facebook, trying to update that, keep it as up to date as I can, with all sorts of information. In addition, I'm trying to reach out to local tracks, hoping to get more information from those guys. Reach out to the people at Hendry Motorsports, which is about an hour or so away from here, in the center of the state, just south of Lake Okeechobee, southwest, I suppose, of Lake Okeechobee, in the middle of the state. Talk to those guys, hoping that they reach back to me. I'm also reaching out to people of Volusia Speedway and New Smyrna Speedway. So we'll see how that goes. I'm always interested in talking to more local promoters and that sort of thing, because without the local promoters, the racing sport as we know it would disappear forever. So let's hope we get from those people. As I stated, I'm looking forward to heading out to the New Smyrna Speedway this weekend on Saturday night for their family night. It's $5 of racing, and there's a full slate of guys that slated to be out there, all different classes, the E-mods being the most impressive, of course, but all sorts of other different classes there too. Be sure to check that out. Go to New Smyrna Speedway, check out their information online. I'm sure that they've got a little bit more schedule posted now. Be sure to check that if you can. And you can't beat $5 admission charge for that. It's really, really cool. So I'm hoping to head out there. It all is weather dependent, of course, because if it's too much rain, I can't go. So we're hoping, get our fingers crossed, and we're looking forward to a good time this weekend. I also invite you to check out my new racing site at motorsportsnewsandviews.wordpress.com. It's not quite as new as it was before. It's about a year old now, of course, but it's doing pretty well. I've just updated that the other day with all sorts of new information about future events, plus a lot of stuff from Barrett Jackson. So be sure to check that out. I also have some information about the Daytona 500, a few things about the Rolex 24 at Daytona and the Roar Before the Rolex 24. So be sure to check that out. As I stated, I'm going to update that probably, I think, on Monday. I'm going to be updating that a team bit more as well. I might even be posting some stuff this weekend. So be sure to check that out. You can follow me at Faborplums. That's FABORPLUMBS. Then follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be posting more pictures from the Roar Before the Rolex 24 there on Instagram this weekend. Be sure to check that out. Hoping you do. And hopefully you have a great weekend in whatever you choose to do, motorsports-wise or otherwise. In addition, if you're a fan of South Florida, and who isn't, be sure to check out my latest news and information about our little slice of paradise here, my travel blog, Roar Plum's Fantastic Finds, which can be found on Facebook, Twitter, and by heading to favorplumsfantasticfinds.wordpress.com. That's FABORPLUMBS, fantasticfinds.wordpress.com. On Twitter, you can find it at PB Happening. That's the best place to find that. So I've been doing a few articles there about the upcoming South Florida Fair, which officially started tonight with their ride-a-thon. Opening ceremonies are tomorrow. And the fair runs for the next 3 weekends. So if you have a shot, please get out there to the South Florida Fair. I'll be heading up there next weekend, so should be a good time. I'll be posting a lot more pictures and stuff there from the fairgrounds. Again, follow me at on Instagram at FABORPLUMBS. That's the best place to find all the news and information that we'll be posting. Bunch of pictures from the South Florida Fair next week. Probably food pictures, maybe some ride pictures, maybe even a short video or two. I haven't been doing a lot of video things, but I might. Might even post one from the track. Haven't figured that out yet. But I'm hoping, and we'll see how that goes. So, once again, I'd like to thank all you guys for listening, and look forward to seeing you again next week in the Thunderdome as we discuss the major issues in the world of modern auto racing. Next week, hopefully, Michael will join us. She did have some issues today, but hopefully she'll be joining us next week, and we're going to go ahead and talk with Sterling Marlin and Caden Honeycutt. Should be a great show. Hopefully you're there. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys again in the Thunderdome.